Hello, welcome to South Today. I'm Sally Taylor. In tonight's programme, under pressure. Thousands of NHS workers off sick with mental health issues as hospitals find new ways to cope.
I actually burst into tears at my desk, which sounds a bit naff, because it just was all too much and I just couldn't cope.
Under pressure and under stress, a BBC South Today investigation has found that thousands of hospital staff across the South are taking time off work for depression, stress and anxiety. It's a worrying trend, with the majority of health trusts reporting that cases of mental health illnesses have risen over the past 5 years. Unions say it's a reflection of the strain the whole of the NHS is under. Chris Robinson investigates.
Well, it got so that I couldn't come to work. I actually burst into tears at my desk, which sounds a bit naff, because it just was all too much and I just couldn't cope.
6 years ago, the pressure hit former ward nurse Gillian. With a combination of personal troubles and a changing career, she reached breaking point. But with the support of her occupational health team in Southampton, she returned to work and is in a much better place.
It's not admitting defeat, it's saying, actually I'm not quite right at the moment and I do need some help, and that is a sensible thing to do.
Gillian's not alone. You've been getting in touch with some of your experiences.
I had to resign due to the increasing pressures, including increased travel, higher levels of expectations from senior managers with less staff.
NHS staff are run ragged doing their jobs. There are too many managers being brought in with a cut and slash agenda.
Last year, more than 3,000 staff across the South, including nurses and doctors, were forced to take time off work because of mental health issues, ranging from stress and low mood to anxiety and depression. And figures show it's a growing problem. In Southampton, there was a rise of nearly 40%, from 380 in 2010-11 to 531 last year. At the Royal Berkshire, there was a five-fold increase, from 29 to 169. And in Portsmouth, the figure rose by more than a third, from 243 to 349.
The problem underlying it all is about the lack of staff and the high pressure that people are working to, dealing with really difficult problems day in, day out, with very ill people who need their care and attention, and who need it from people who are in a good place themselves to be able to deliver that.
Arms over your head.
But help is at hand. Here at Western Sussex Hospitals, based in Worthing, where 405 people were off last year, staff are getting a taster session in Pilates. It's part of a series of activities such as massages and mindfulness, aimed at keeping people happy and healthy at work.
We've had examples of very junior staff witnessing some very difficult events in our A&E department, and it's how we then look after those staff to help support them through what in hospitals will always be some challenging times.
Let's talk now to our health correspondent David Fenton a little bit more on this. What are we to make of these figures?
Sally, there's clearly been a big increase in mental health problems reported by staff at pretty much all of our hospitals. What we don't know is why that is. Now, some of those problems may be related to things like relationships or problems at home, nothing to do with the workplace, but I think many clearly will be work-related. We have to remember that the numbers that Chris has been talking about there, although they seem high, there are tens of thousands of people working in the NHS here, and we all know it's a very pressured environment.
And it always has been, hasn't it? What's changed?
Well, when you talk to staff about stress in hospitals, they tend to mention three things. One is the target times. They all have to meet, with managers on their backs about that. Two is the fact that the hospitals are now working pretty much at full capacity all of the time. And thirdly, that patients these days are much more demanding. They often turn up with printouts from the internet. They're less deferential and more questioning. Now, in themselves, those are not bad things. It's good that patients should be aware of their illness, and it's good that they shouldn't have to wait for, accident emergency waiting times. But of course, put that in together with the pressure that everybody is under, makes a difficult time.
Is this problem being taken seriously enough?
I think you've seen from those wellness classes, hospitals are doing things to help, but with the pressures that everybody is under, the key thing is to spot those warning signs early on and to support staff through the mental health illnesses that they may well face, so that no one ends up taking long-term sickness because of stress.
David, thank you very much.